Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Dinner at Mesric's. My name is Mesric. They call me Cal. Today I have a very special guest. If you're part of my community, you already know him. It's your boy, Yianni. The Thundertaker, Coeus Noctua. The reason I have a beautiful Discord to record all of these wonderful podcasts in. And the question I got for you this time, Yianni, the question everyone's asking, the question everyone wants to know the answer to, how the fuck are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Mez. And the one answer I have is I'm not going to call you Cal. I'm going to call you Mez.
You can tell who the friends are on the internet and the friends are in real life, because Austin has trouble with this. He's like, Mez, Cal, you. And then Corey says Mez when we're not.
I feel like I would really struggle even if I came over to the States to call you Calvin.
Oh, I called when we met up with, oh my God, I have to talk about this after, but when we met up on our vacation, the only reason I called Jack is because he's Jack, but I called Rise. I don't actually know his real name sometimes. And I called Diatonic. Everyone called him Horse. I called him Diatonic. It was
obviously.
Oh yeah, it was just one of those things, like that's how that goes.
That's how it goes. Exactly.
And you just happen to have picked your name, so you got.
Yeah, I was that guy on the internet that chose his own actual real name as his gamer tag. I was that guy.
It benefited us greatly,
and it really did. It means that everyone actually calls me by my actual name. And then obviously since changed it, but that came with its own things.
So one thing that you are, other than an expert eater or world's farmer, a little shout out, is you're Greek.
100%.
It's your culture. I've talked about it. We're doing a Greek wedding with you and with your sister and me. So I get to learn the whole Greek wedding thing. It's going to be really cool. But you have presented me with this dish that I can't fucking pronounce. I've been trying. I asked like 9 people to pronounce this. They went, kafi. So what the fuck did I just make?
Well, I want you to tell me first before I tell you how it's said.
So I've been telling people that I'm making Keftedes.
You know what? You're not too far away. It's Keftedes.
Keftedes?
Yeah, but like the D is more like a TH sound.
Keftedes.
Kind of.
Okay, whatever.
Keftedes, yeah.
Recipe will be...
That's like just to make it more confusing.
Yeah.
That is the pronunciation that you'd most likely get from Greece. Where I'm from in Cyprus, they're Keftedes.
Kyof?
Yep.
So we're speaking other languages now?
So yeah, like a bit like someone in Texas will have a different twang to someone in New York, and someone in London will have a different accent to someone
which
in
is a different accent than someone from Alabama or something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a similar kind of thing. We have a different way of saying things a little bit. So but yeah, that's what you've made.
Oh, I made like a pork meatball thing. The recipe will be in there. I'm not going to bore you with it. It's fucking delicious. It's got some onions. It's got an egg in it. I got to mash it all up with my hands. Yianni sent me a bunch of videos today while I was working, because he was up because he's on vacation in Greece, so he's 13, 14 ahead or something. So I was getting these things in the middle of his day, and he's like, "Well, Mez, because we're Greek, we use our hands." And I also sent a person a video that I was like, "Well, they said because they're Greek, they use their hands, so I'm going to use my hands." And It felt weird. I do it a lot with things. I enjoy mixing with certain things, but all of the textures I've never mixed onions into beef because I don't cook. I haven't, because I'm learning how to cook. Yeah. And that was just weird. Also, I keep crying with onions, and I don't think that's ever going to go away.
So do you know what the trick is with that? There is actually a trick. Well, There's a few tricks. One is you can suck on a teaspoon while you're cutting the onion. That supposedly works. But the reason why you cry is because when you cut the onions, it releases a specific juice.
Yeah.
So if you actually sharpen your knife to the point where it would just glide through the onion, you'll get no juice, therefore no tears.
So sharpen one. What's the other one?
Hold a teaspoon in your mouth while you cut the onion.
That's just for funny pictures.
Do you know what? I haven't tried it, but because, sister's a chef, knives are sharp, but try it next time you cut an onion and let me know.
Well, because everything has every culture. I've gone over like 5 or 6 different cultures, like completely different, maybe 7 different cultures. Every culture uses onions. We all have onions.
Onion is so good. It's so good.
So one of my balls broke apart.
It's just so much better.
One of my balls broke apart, and it just like started frying up the onions. So I have like a fried onion garnish on top.
That's going to be the best one.
Oh my god!
That's going to be the best one.
What? We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on in your life, but I would like to know a little bit about this dish. Is it a family recipe, or is it just a Greek thing that the Greeks went, mazel tov? Not mazel tov. What do Greeks say?
Okay. Nazisis, which is 2 words, na and zisis.
Oh my god.
Which is basically may you live, I guess is the literal translation, but it's kind of a wish for someone to like live a long and happy life, I guess, is the way that we would say that mazel tov or
Nayis
equivalent. Nazisis.
Nazisis.
Yes, exactly.
Nazisis.
So next time you meet a Greek and they tell you some good news, that's what you say to them.
I'm just gonna say it to all the Greek honeys.
Do it.
See what happens. See what happens, bro.
Bro, you will go far. You will go far.
Oh my god, this tastes so
providing they
good.
actually know how to speak Greek.
Anyway, so what's this mean to the family? Talk to me.
So it's essentially in my family, the only person that would fry would be my grandmother. And she was an amazing cook. She brought up me and my cousin from when we were very young. And there was like certain things that she cooked where it was like renowned. Like all of my friends knew that she made that and they absolutely loved her version of that. And one of those things is Keftedes. The other we'll do on a separate podcast because that one's also quite fun because you'll be like, this is really weird. But it's one of the things where if my grandmother ever asked me, what do you want to eat? This would be top of the list every single time.
It has that much of a hold on you. I love that.
Yeah. Like this for me, like, so my grandmother got like dementia, Alzheimer's type things before she passed away. So like no one's actually made this in our family for, I think probably 7 to 8 years because my mum doesn't like frying stuff. So I was like, perfect excuse to make them is I'll tell Mesrick that this is what he has to make. And then I have to make them too.
Oh my God. That's so, my God. I'm not crying. You're crying. Fuck.
We've had a pretty nostalgic day with my mum trying to make it and like try and remember what my grandmother used to do and all those bits. And that's where the mixing with the hands comes in because my grandma would never mix anything with a spoon. Like it didn't
she just got the fuck in there.
Exactly. And we'd always say that like it was like she was very religious, my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And like we would always say in the family, like God has given her some kind of gift in her hands that makes the food just taste so good. So whenever we make something that we know that she would have made, you get in there with your hands and you just do it because that's the best way.
Very, very Greek. Very Greek.
Oh, super Greek. Plus, we also eat with our hands. If you haven't noticed, you better not be using a knife and fork for eating them.
No, I'm facing these, dude. I'm not. No, dude. Yeah, I was at Thanksgiving. Real quick interlude. I forgot to talk about this yesterday with Olivia, but I was eating yesterday or at the Friendsgiving, and I got myself a turkey leg. Because it was, no one was touching it. Everyone was touching the white meat. I was like, cool, I'll get a turkey leg.
And you Fred Flintstone that shit.
Pretty much, I was like just picking away, grabbing shit out of my teeth. And then my high ass realized I'm at a table with like 12 other people. I'm not at home sitting in front of my computer. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I started I kept eating with my hand, but I just was like, oh, I'll eat the rest of the chicken or the rest of the turkey with my knife and fork. I just was like, man, I hope nobody's paying attention to me.
So in a Greek house, if you had sat there and put the turkey leg in your plate and like bone and all and started using a knife and fork, everyone would have put down their cutlery and just stared at you. Like if you weren't picking it up with your hands, that's weird.
Well, yeah, and I was trying to get everything, and I tried to demolish that fucking leg, but I was just.
Oh yeah.
Dude, no, I don't understand what this is because I didn't have cinnamon either. So I'm missing cinnamon. It's probably in my cupboard.
The cinnamon is a game changer. Definitely find some for your cupboard.
Yeah, because this will be way better with cinnamon because they are. I don't know what I did, but I made a really good pork little keftedes. Keftedes.
Close enough.
And I love these, but I was like, it's missing something. Every time I do a recipe, I'm like, welp, guess I'm foregoing that thing. Unless it's like the major thing, I'm like, okay. But if it's like a little thing, I'm like, I don't think I have that item. Welp, we're going to skip it. and it still tastes great. But no, with this,
no, they should do.
Yeah,
they should do.
Yeah, no, I'm blown away right now.
We do a similar mixture with. I don't know if we put the cinnamon in or not, but we wrap it in pork fascia, which is like the lining that holds all the organs in their right place. And we wrap it in those into a sausage, and then we put those above hot charcoals, and we char grill them, and they come out amazing. So when it's like summertime and it's like barbecue weather, we'll do another one of these. I'll give you those to make, because that shit's nuts. Like, you'll be like, what the fuck am I wrapping these things in? Because it looks fucking weird as shit. But
it just looks like butthole.
Yeah. To be fair, like, imagine if you got a brain and you spread it out with a rolling pin, see through it was translucent. That's kind of the vibe that it gives.
So this meal is delicious. Shout out to the Grecians.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I have to stop for a moment because it's a lot. I've never fried anything before. Like I fried an egg, but I've never like poured a bunch of oil in to fry something. Because the pork chop I didn't put enough oil in, so it wasn't really frying it. It was just like cooking it intensely. But so now I understand that you need a liter of oil is a lot of fucking oil, and you need a lot of goddamn oil. So, or just a lot of butter. But you couldn't do this with butter. Anyways, actually, it'd be crazy with butter. No. It'd be crazy with butter.
It wouldn't be good with butter. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, well, you know what this
grandmother will roll in their grave.
Oh, dude, I went to lunch yesterday. I had an eventful weekend. I went to lunch yesterday for my birthday. Well, my belated birthday because scheduling. And my friend took me to a wonderful little like fancy Mexican joint. It was like it's a like carniceria kind of thing. They do like the good steaks and stuff. But I got some of the best carne asada I've ever had in my life, and I grew up in San Diego. But I asked her if I could have a mayonnaise, and my friend was like, "Did you ask for mayonnaise?" And I went, no. And she's like, good, I was about to just leave. Because this is a very nice place. They come out with good food. You're not smothering this in mayonnaise and ketchup. You know what I mean? Like, it was just one of those funny things that, I don't know. I just thought about that. But, okay, we won't do it with butter, I promise. Goddamn American in me. So what is going on in your life? Give a brief summary of who the hell you are in my life, and then continue on with your life, because everyone's always like, who are these people? I'm like, you don't have to worry about who these fucking people are, but I would like just a little brief tidbit or like a little mini story or something.
All right, so God, this is so you know when like you like sign up to a dating app and they ask you for the about me section.
Yeah,
this is basically what you're asking me to do, and I hate this shit, but we'll do our best. So, how do I know you? I know you obviously through playing Destiny 2. We met God knows how many years ago because we were both bored as hell and fancy repeating the same activity over and over and over again for no reason whatsoever.
No achievements, no nothing, just glory.
Absolutely no reason. So yeah, I mean that's how I know you. Obviously, we've had a fun times along the way. And our own self-made achievements, if you will, in doing so. In terms of the in real life, not online version of me, I run a shoe business together with my dad. It's been a family business for 20 plus years. We're trying to branch out as much as possible in the current state of all economies. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'm a shoe guy. I do shoes for people that find it hard to find shoes.
But also, your shoes are what, certified by like President Shoe Apple Bottom or something, like VC.
If that guy did exist, he would certainly certify our shoes. But yeah, no. So it's all like medical stuff. Like we're endorsed by a lot of different medics and governing bodies and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's kind of like shoes, but technical, but not, because we're kind of just doing shoes and doing it properly, and most people don't do that because normally when you go to a shoe store, it's like a 16-year-old saying, "What size do you want?" So it's kind of
you're a 30-year-old saying, "What size do you want?" Is that the difference?
Not so much. Kind of. I'm the 30-year-old that when you come into my shoe shop and say I want a size 10, I say, "Nah, you're not a size 10," and I give you a full assessment and all kinds of stuff, and then give you the right shoes for you. So yeah. Like fun fact, I know you like fun facts.
I do.
I don't know how much fun this fun fact is going to be.
Every fact is fun.
Every fact is fun. Did you know that 80%, maybe possibly more, % 95% of adults are in the wrong size shoes. Did you know that? And most of them are too small.
Can you answer a podiatry question, even though you're not a doctor?
I can try.
My feet are shrinking, and I know that sounds funny, like Oha Mesrick. No, I've gone down like 2.5, 3 shoe sizes, and it's still shrinking, and I'm not, my belly is large, so I don't feel like I've lost weight. Maybe it's just belly, and I'm looking good everywhere else. I just gotta shave it off, but my feet are getting smaller, and I'm panicking, and I've talked to people about it, and they laugh about it, because they're like, that doesn't happen.
Are you still exercising?
No.
Okay.
I have to get back to that.
There's 2 main reasons why your foot would get shorter. One is if you exercise enough that the muscles become strong enough that they pull your toes and those joints in.
Oh, cool.
Is one piece, but that you would usually happen through exercise. So if you're not exercising anymore, then
I do work. I do manual labor. I'm just not working out. So it could be from shit shoes and my feet are getting strong.
Unlikely. But then at the same
why are my feet shrinking, Yianni?
Okay, but then at the same time, the chances are your feet aren't shrinking. Feet don't shrink; they continue to grow because it's just the nature of gravity plus a structure that is made up of lots of little moving parts. Like it would always expand, it won't really contract. So I feel like it's a perception thing.
The number?
Chances are you don't.
I bought a 10.
You don't have the disease that would make it so that your feet shrink because you would have known about that since you were a child.
I could be Benjamin Buttoning. You don't know.
I mean, I don't know. However, no.
No, because I was a 10.5. I know, fascinating shoe talk, guys. I'm scared of this, okay? It's a genuine fear in my life. I'm eating delicious food. I'm afraid. No, but I was a 10.5 for a long time in my life. Maybe a 10.5 usually. And then I was a 9.5, and then now I'm at an 8.5, and it's still too big.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, Mesrick. Because you're going to come visit.
Yeah.
And I'm holding you to that.
Yeah.
When you come visit, we're going to get to the bottom of it. And what we'll do is you will be able to make a nice YouTube short of me checking what size your feet are and then explaining to you why the hell you think you're a size 8 now instead of a 10.5.
Yeah, it's confusing, isn't it?
It's confusing because your feet aren't in front of me. If your feet were in front of me, I'd be able to tell you what the hell's going on. But
then what are you going to
do? They're not. I don't know yet.
Oh, well, that didn't get kinky or helpful. All right, well.
No.
Better luck next time.
Sorry. I know, right? You can wish, Mesrick.
So I know that you're working 1 million hours a week. I know you're always busy, Mr. Worldwide, world traveling, doing your exhibitions and shit.
First holiday since 2019 is where I'm at right now.
I just met Mr. Worldwide for your business. So you're vacationing now.
Yes. Yep.
What? I guess. So is the whole family there, and you guys migrated to the London area, or how does that work?
Oh no. Okay, so my dad's parents moved over to England in the 30s, 40s, and my mum was born in Cyprus, and her brother.
Wait, you're full Greek?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Sound this British.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, they moved over in the 60s, but where both their home villages were is now occupied by, since 1974, from when the Turks invaded Cyprus, and they now occupy half of it. It's a whole long thing.
Wait, the Turkish people invaded? God, I don't know anything about the world.
Yeah, Cyprus is the most invaded island in the Mediterranean because it is the largest island between Europe and Africa and Asia and the Arab Emirates and all of that.
I thought Cyprus was like Rhode Island.
For a naval and air strategic military position, it's optimal. So tons of army armies from the UN and stuff like that have bases in Cyprus just because it's convenient if they need to get their planes anywhere quickly.
That sounds really dangerous, but I don't know. I guess the Greek are resilient people, right?
I mean, you'd think so. I mean, we were one of the only few people that actually stood up and said no to shit and just kind of pushed back when crap ass wars come around. Just no one ever comes to our aid. But anyway, there's bigger wars going on at the moment, and the Greek ones of historic times really don't matter all that much anymore.
Oh my God, I know nothing about world history.
I'm glad that one tickled.
I don't think about world
to be
history.
fair, it's like who on earth would know about Cyprus history? It's like a tiny island in the Mediterranean. Like, why would you know unless you're from there?
I literally thought it was like the size of Rhode Island. Like I thought Cyprus was just like a little like a 2 mile by 2 mile thing.
I mean, to be fair, you can drive from one side of Cyprus to the other side of Cyprus in 4 hours. It's that small.
That's not that big.
It's not big. It's not big at all.
I have to compare states, but I'm not going to do that right now.
It's like a Cypriot will tell you that driving 30 minutes is a long way.
Cypriot?
Yeah, someone from Cyprus.
Wouldn't they be
Will tell you, like,
Cyprian?
driving 30 minutes, then no.
Okay.
I haven't got an expansion on that answer for you, just no.
Okay. Damn. So yeah, 30 minutes is a long distance. God, I hate people like that. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. I'm that guy now because I take buses. So 30 minutes is a long way for me. 30 minutes like drive is like where my friends are going to take me for lunch, and I'm so anxious the entire time because I hate cars now.
Yeah, but like for a general American, like if you tell them to drive 30 minutes, that's like round the corner.
Yeah.
And like a long drive in America, I would imagine is like 4+ hours.
4 hours is a good long. Yeah, it's a pretty long drive.
Yeah.
2 hours is like we did an hour and a half to get to Austin, so 3 hours back and forth, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it like the perception of like distance to time is like so strange, like going from an island to a bigger country and everything else, just because it's like it's just so much more vast.
Is it very much like the island vibe? I spent a lot of time in Maui. We would go there for summer's vacation and stuff. Loved it. Loved the vibe. Sad Lahaina is gone. Hope everyone in Maui is doing okay. Those fires were fucking nuts. Apparently it was the government. I don't know. But the Cyprus vibe, is there like a Cyprus vibe to it, or is it just like, because what I picture is like a weird Greek like village with all the blue and the pastels, and there's like women in maxi dresses passing out like Greek treats. I know that's not real, but that's what I picture. Like Mamma Mia.
No. So where we are is one of the major cities on the coast. It's the biggest port town on any island in the Mediterranean. So it used to be very much like you still used to get that island vibe, but I haven't been here for 8 years. And like where I'm at on my auntie's balcony at the minute, where you used to look out and you just used to see the ocean on one side and the mountains on the other.
Yeah.
You now see the ocean through the skyscrapers, and then you see the mountains on the other side. But like, for example, me and my mum went up into the mountains today because we were trying to find some little things to take back for people, like Greek sweets and stuff like that. And you go into the villages, and it is very much that kind of like semi-broken buildings, like all the old ladies walking around in like all black and like looking really miserable, and like, why is there a car in my village? But then like they'll all be sitting there like with their homemade candles, and like they've all made their own like sweets and things like that you can go and buy, like knickknacks and things like that, and food, and you can try and do. We went to this pottery place. It's like family run, and it's like a mother, her 2 daughters, all of the grandkids were there, and it's like this massive pottery place where they do like handmade, like you know how you see the ancient Greek like wine bowls and pots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All of that. So all of that exists, just not in the cities anymore. Like you don't get that Cyprus village vibe that you like, that homely vibe in the cities anymore like you used to. You have to go like more into the island, into the mountains.
Are you allowed to stay in these places?
There. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so there's
100%.
Places for you to stay there where you'd be like enraptured by everything, or not enraptured, whatever word I'm looking for.
Big time. I mean, we drove about 40 minutes up into the mountains.
Okay.
Cyprus is small, so that was literally halfway through the country. And because we went to buy all this stuff, and as we were driving by, there's some like handwritten signs to say there's a waterfall off in this direction. And we're like, oh, that's unusual, because in Cyprus you don't get many waterfalls because it's quite a dry. Like we're in December and it's like 24 degrees Celsius, which is it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Yeah,
like the sun's been out all day. It's hot. Yeah. And anyway, we park up because we were looking for some Greek sweets, and we park up because this guy's selling some literally on the side of the highway. You just pull up, and there'll be a guy with like a ramshack-looking tavern. It looks god awful, half falling apart, but he's got his little market stall set up outside, and you stop there and just like, yeah, my wife made these and this and that. And we go, do you know where the waterfalls are? He goes, yeah, they're down that hill through that gate. We go, oh, great. Can we go and see them? He goes, yeah, it's €5 each.
Let's go.
So this Like he just happens to on his land happen to have a waterfall. Like, and it's a tiny little waterfall.
Of
like,
course.
It's minuscule. It's not it's nice. But like on the same signs, there's like Peacock Sanctuary, and it's the same guy, right? And you start walking down this little path, and you can get to what is the Peacock Sanctuary, and there's 2 peacocks and like 50 chickens. So basically, his farmland for his chickens, he's put 2 peacocks in there and said, "This is a Peacock Sanctuary." So all of the tourists end up going. It's absolutely hilarious.
What a fucking G.
Absolutely. But that's like Cypriot mentality, like in a nutshell for you.
Fuck
like,
the tourists.
Especially up in the villages. Yep, 100%. Especially up in the villages. They're like, I'm going to make some money off of this, even if it's just a little bit. Like someone comes this way, they see waterfall, like they're coming to me. And it doesn't even matter. So, yeah, I mean, even we got done by it. Like, me and my mum paid €5. We went down there. We saw this little waterfall.
Was
a picture or two, and then came back up.
Yep. Ta-da.
Yep.
Was it worth $10? Hell yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
The experience of meeting this guy, especially with because people from like villages in Cyprus, they have certain mannerisms about them, and it's so like matter of fact, and I know best. But, like half the entertainment is in talking to them, so it was just like, yeah, sure, it's worth it. Let's go.
And that's it for every one of the shops you would think.
Yeah. Like, especially up in the villages. That's literally the whole thing. Usually the person behind the counter of the shop is worth half whatever you pay to buy anything from what they have. Whereas like in the towns and cities, it's geared for tourists. You know, it's a coastal town, beautiful beaches all the way up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tourism is what brings in the money. So, well, tourism plus it's a tax haven. So, you know.
What does that mean?
That means there is likely a lot of Russian money that is no longer in other parts of the world that is here.
That's funny.
Yep.
I did not know that. So Cyprus is one of those places where the rich hide their shit.
Yeah. When you do shit bad, come to Cyprus. You'll be fine.
Good to know. I'll need that for the future.
Exactly.
What's a memory you have when you were a kid there? Because you said you've been going there for your entire life, right? You've been going to this place?
So, well, my dad's sister lives out here, and obviously my granddad used to live out, and my dad's father used to live out here.
Yeah.
The rest of the family were all in England, other than my dad's other brother who was in Greece. So, memory from out here. It's weird because my time in Cyprus has always been a little bit like weird, I guess. Like I never see it as a holiday destination, which is weird that I've now come here on holiday. Usually when you come to Cyprus, especially when we used to come as a family, you'd go, right, we'd stay here. We're going to go see this auntie on this day. And then my dad has like 52 first cousins.
Yeah.
So, because his dad had tons of brothers and sisters. So, like, every day would be seeing a different member of the family. Like, it wasn't ever really holiday. So, for me, Cyprus hasn't ever been like that holiday destination. It's always just been like second home, if you will, just because, like, I can go to Cyprus and in almost every town or city, like, there's someone I can go and see, I can go and stay with. Which is really nice, but it also leaves a big onus because if you do come to Cyprus and you don't see someone and they find out you came to Cyprus and you didn't see them, then we got trouble.
Oh,
then
it's that kind of shit. It's that kind of shit. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's 4 hours from one end to the other, Mesrick. Everyone knows everyone here.
God, that's insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane.
And they'll talk shit about you in Cyprian.
In Cypriot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Them too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, them too. Yeah, those guys too. But I did work out here for 3 months, and that made me decide I never wanted to work out here ever again. But that's probably one of my most memorable times out here, just purely because so much happened because I was here for such a long time.
Yeah.
Compared to like a 2-week holiday. But I was working at one of the best hotels here, and like I met some really cool people. I met the wife of someone very high up in the KGB.
Oh, fun!
Which was fun. You know what? She's absolutely hilarious. She came there, and she's back then she was probably about 60 years old. She was there with her daughter and her grandkids. And every morning I would go down to the beach to set up all the sunbeds, and she would be there about 15 minutes before me, and she'd be doing laps of the beach, and press ups and sit ups. She was built like an absolute unit.
Yeah, this is a 60-year-old woman.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not fucking with you.
Oh man.
But yeah. It's like you certainly met a very interesting crowd of people. It's really weird. Like when you work in hospitality, especially in hotels, especially in that hotel, like one of the really weird things is you could identify who was a guest and who was trying to get money from the guests for sexual favors, which was interesting.
You learned how to find prostitutes?
You just knew who all of them were. It was the most bizarre concept, because it was like they'd have rooms at the hotel, but it would be like they'd be with a different person every single morning. And it was just like this, like it's a bizarre thing as an 18-year-old to kind of grasp the concept of that. It's like happening in front of your eyes, if you see what I mean. Because I was never like exposed to anything like that any time before. Like, I knew obviously it existed, but like that, it was just like in front of my face. Like,
yeah, I guess that would be a weird situation.
Yeah, and it was so like incredibly accepted, but never talked about.
Yeah, it
was
should
a really
be.
Bizarre thing, and they were all so freaking hot. It was insane.
Oh yeah, they were probably. It's one of those things that it's like step. I feel like it's a step between like prostitution and escort service. It's that like sweet spot what you can do in other countries. You know what I mean? Because you're not on the beat.
Hotel will only let in a certain caliber of person into the hotel anyway. So
and it's not rude to say, because like you're not walking the beat. You're not walking the street, but you're not quite like delivered. You're working your own shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fascinating.
I'm getting on with my stuff, but it's just stuff that you just notice, and it's just like, okay, that's a thing.
And KGB wives. God, that's funny.
Yep. They bought me a bottle of champagne as well.
Just because you were.
So I would do I'd do their bed reservations at the hotel, which I wasn't allowed to do. And they sorted me out with like €1,000 tip after they left.
Oh my God.
I know, nuts, right? But I was just chilling like at the corner of the bar after my shift had finished, and they saw me there, and they're like, "Oh, come and sit with us." I was like, "Okay." They bought some bottles of champagne and all sorts. I was like, "Okay, great."
What is the drinking age in Cyprus?
Do you know what? I don't actually know, because I like when you come to Cyprus as like a 14-year-old, you can go.
Have a good day.
It's not really like monitored.
Okay, so it's an unknown number.
Yeah. I mean, just to put into perspective, right? So Cyprus had speed cameras, but they were all turned off.
Why?
So the box is there because they couldn't be asked.
I guess that's fair.
It's island life, dude. It's island life. Like, no one gives a shit. Like, it's illegal to smoke inside, right? But
yeah.
What people do is they just smoke inside.
It's like, what? Yeah. Fuck it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Like, exactly. What are you gonna do?
So restaurants and shit are smoking and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like, within reason. Like, if the restaurant has an ashtray on the table, then you know that they're fine with it. If they don't put one there, like, you'll know that they'll have an area where they do have them.
Yeah.
Just because everywhere is like half inside, half outside. So you've always got a choice. But like, we went to a pub yesterday with my godbrother, and like all doors and like fully enclosed space, but just ashtrays on all the tables. So it was like, okay, cool. People can smoke.
Do you have a cigarette? You still smoking cigarettes?
No. I've got my little e-pen thing.
Oh, you've downgraded from the mech mods and stuff?
Yeah. You know what? I got fed up with them. I was like, initially when I went to vaping, I was like, oh, this is a bigger cloud, and this is a bigger cloud. And I was like, I don't give a shit about the cloud. Like, just give me the nicotine. Just give me the nicotine and be done with it.
When I was on vacation, I started smoking again, so that's been my thing. I've been trying to quit. I'm doing okay. I only really smoke at work. I'm trying not to smoke at home because Corey quit a while ago. So it's been annoying, and I don't like it. But when I was on vacation, the whole group was on these like elf bars, and elf bars, they are the most delicious thing ever. I
have to look this up.
Oh, elf bars are the shit.
Send me a link so I know what I'm looking at.
I will.
But yeah, I'll look that shit up.
Oh, they are just heaven. All the flavors are good. It's not like nicotine based. It's just like has nicotine in there and puff on this bar. And you know, they're really sneaky. Like I was on an airplane, and it was a 6-hour flight. And I was like, fuck, I need a cigarette, of course. But I got into the bathroom, and I was able to ghost like this like smooth vape. You know, like with a fucking mech, I couldn't do it. But in the airplane bathroom, I was able to just like inhale and then like ghost exhale, nothing came out. Is that good for my lungs? No. Was it good for my mental sanity? Yeah.
Yes.
Because I was in a situation. Sorry, what were you saying?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, I've known you a while. What is it? 8 years?
Seven probably.
7 and a bit. Yeah. All right. And obviously, we've spoken about a lot of things in terms of like making it in life and everything else. And even though I don't necessarily get to watch every single one of them, I do get the notifications. How does it feel to be uploading regularly, dude?
No one has asked me this at all. It's one of the most powerful feelings in the world. Every morning at 8 a.m., something goes off, whether it's my new podcast, whether it's my shorts. Check out youtube.com/Mesrick. Currently, we were in a lull, so I'm getting back into the upload. There was a couple day in between, but I still dropped 2 podcasts during that. The shorts, having the shorts go up is so much better for my brain, because I'm not stressing about the Mesrick song. I'm not stressing about any of that. It's all just being done. And I do miss the Mesrick format, but the Mesrick format was something that I shouldn't have done for as long as I did. I just shouldn't have. I should have turned those into what wasn't shorts before, just little clips. But I loved doing it, and it was creative. But me seeing that little notification at 8 a.m. every morning, it just brings joy to my soul. I'm like, oh yeah, I did set up 15 or 20 fucking shorts. Everyone's like, let your editors sleep, bro. And I'm like, no, we just put in that amount of time. And then, because I've got Kaiser on retainer now, which has been weird, but wonderful. People like, you're paying someone to do this? I'm like, I can't do it all alone. I learned that very early in this content creation journey that I can't do this shit alone. People that are doing it alone, fucking GG, you're doing fucking great. But, I need to be...
Well, you're also holding down a full-time job.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still working 40 hours a week. We'll say like 35.
Every time I see, because it's one notification that I don't have turned off on my phone, and it's the only YouTube notification that I get from like any channel. So it's like when I see your YouTube notification pop up, I'm like, yeah, Mesrick upload, and I smile. I like it. It's so good.
Thank you. That means a lot, because I know I've been irritating to a lot of people about this, because all I'm talking about is the pod and my YouTube and all of that. But it's because I've never been so passionate about something in my entire life. I don't think I've ever worked this hard for fucking anything, You gotta
live it to be in it, Mez.
I live, breathe, and shit this stuff, dude. And I've loving it. I'm really glad that people want to be involved in this. I'm amazed at the amount of support I'm getting. My mom absolutely adores it. She's like, oh, I listen to all of your dinner at Mesrick's. I don't ever listen to Can I Harass You, because it's about pop culture and I'm really vulgar. She doesn't need any of those things in her life, so I'm not going to make her watch it. But I just did a really good episode with one of my friends, actually, that dropped. It's actually dropping Wednesday, so we're recording this on Monday. It's going to drop on Wednesday. And it's about like her journey with motherhood. She's got a 2-year-old. I've been friends with this person for fucking years, since we were like 13, 14 years old. So just a lot about motherhood and stuff. And it was a really warming episode to me, because A, it went amazingly, and B, it was also something that I feel like people can finally resonate with. Because a lot of this is just hit or miss. These are the people I love, and this is a delicious recipe. By the way, oh my God, I'm just staring at them. They're getting cold, and I need to consume all of them, but it's okay.
Oh, dude, we cooked ours like 5 hours before we started. I eat them cold, I eat them hot. Don't matter. You just snack on them as you go. It's all good. It's the perfect meal, hot or cold.
But yeah, no, back to TLDR, it has felt very good to be in a state mentally where I can actually do this. And people are like, oh, it's not that hard to just talk into a microphone. Bitch, it's really fucking hard. Okay? There's a lot of setup I have, especially with Can I Harass You? I'm working with 5 different OBS scenes. I'm doing all these different things, pulling up different windows and everything. I'm producing that one. This one, I just get to talk at people, and it's beautiful. But it's just, I'm learning so much at such a rapid rate. And they're like, there's a bunch of metaphors that you can use, but my favorite one is not metaphor, but like whatever, you'll find out. When you're in a video game and you're going through a linear video game, such as like a Legend of Zelda, and you encounter a harder enemy, usually that means you're going the correct way, right?
Yes.
And that's the same thing with this. Every time I come with a hiccup.
Either that or you done fucked up.
Yeah, or you fucked up. And it'll be still determined if I fucked up, because I'm still here. This is episode like 10. of dinner at
Yeah,
Mesric's,
dude.
maybe 11. I don't remember. 10 or 11, regardless. And then we just recorded 12 of Can I Harass You? So like, I'm still doing this. I'm still there. And every time I have a problem, I freak out about it. And then I text Kaiser. He's like, oh, we can fix that. Don't worry. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, no, we can fix that. We can do this. It'll be fine. I'm like, holy shit. So really having people on my team is the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah,
and I'm just, I'm getting so much more done because I'm able to stream instead of edit every day,
Yep, it's so good.
Yeah, so thank you for asking
It's
that.
so good. Of course, dude. I've seen you putting in the work, dude. Someone had to ask the question.
All right. And I hope that this is a fucking benchmark. You know what I mean? Looking back and, 10 more episodes, 20 more episodes, it's like, how do you feel where you're at now? And I'm like, well, definitely uploading every day now.
I'll make sure I ask you on the next one.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So we finish off dinner usually with my mom always wanted me to reflect kind of on my day or my week, depending on what day it was. I like to have people reflect on what they would like to put out into the world, like talking to your 18-year-old self, talking to the youngins, talking to the oldies. What piece of like life information or advice would you offer to the world, given where you're at right now?
I would say don't regret anything. Just know that there's a way forward from it, no matter what it is. Bad, good, emotionally distressing, whatever it might be, don't regret it. Because you can learn something from that, and that will make you a better person in the long run. That's been something that I've tried to do, and I didn't really kind of understand how to do it until recently. At least the last few years. And like, I would end up sinking into a wallow rather than trying to learn from something and then moving on. But don't regret anything. Just learn from it and push forward, because that's the only way you're going to be you. Simple as.
Yeah, mine has been like, fuck it, do it, pussy, you won't. So it's same kind of mentality, because
I feel like I've heard that quote a few times.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've three wombo juices deep. Let's go. But no, a lot of people live in this state of fear, and I was afraid for a long time. Everyone's afraid, or we're in uncertain times to begin with. But I've just been like, if you're not gonna, don't talk about it, do it. Like with this, just fucking do it. Who cares? It'll take time. Yeah. Everything takes time. Like, I've been so scared to learn new things. Even a new build in Destiny a couple months ago, I was like, I don't want to fucking learn that. And then mained it, loved it, amazing, fun. I just had to get off my fucking ass, get out of my head, and actually do it. Same thing with everything else, Yep. So,
exactly.
I'm getting back on the dating apps because I'm sad and alone, and it's holiday time. So we can fake it for a couple months and then break up in February. That's fine. Just really want my parents to be like, oh, sorry, I can't come home. I'm spending time with, Daniela's family or like Jessica's family, God, both of those names. Never mind. But,
that's a conversation for next time.
Yeah, but outside of that, fuck it, we ball, and no regrets, bro. Not even one letter.
Yeah, dude. Nope.
All right, well,
not even one.
I'm going to say that I love you. Is there anywhere that people can find you if they'd like to find you? If you'd like them to find you.
If I don't really do socials other than for work, so probably not, unless they want shoes, in which case they can find me at ShoeFit, and that's about it.
And that's in London?
Well, technically it ships anywhere in the world, so long as you're willing to pay the postage, but...
It's probably in Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire, where they make the tea.
And that's going to be Dinner Magic. Thanks you for sitting down at the table. Make sure you pick up your plate, put it in the sink. Bye.
Yeah.